I've got a bitch, and I know I'm starting off the week again with the Randy Wike Bitch Session. But I'm back to the transfer portal. As you know, this upsets me. So back in 2021, just a little trivia for you guys, 6% of the college rosters had transfers. This year, over 21% of their college rosters on FBS teams were transfers. 8,699 players entered the transfer portal last year. They are anticipating 9,200, over 9,200 this year. We're in a free agency market. This isn't college sports anymore. This is all about what am I going to get paid to transfer to college X. It's a joke. It's a travesty.
Sounds like a free market.
Well, is a $400,000 scholarship not getting paid? That is my question to every viewer, every person. Is that not getting paid? The mockery we have made with this NIL monies, the rich get richer. The mid-schools, the mid-conference schools, the Nevada schools, the non-5, if you will. What does this do for them? You get 3 or 4 transfers. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So
I don't see the problem here, actually.
You don't see the problem?
I don't. And on top of that, I want to get you a little bit more heated. That percentage of players that came over as transfers this year, they make up a even larger percentage of the success of the program. So this is just the beginning. And by the way, if you think that this started in 2021.
Well, it's when it got bad. And again, why have all the bowl games in? Eliminate more than half of the bowl games because really they mean nothing.
Of course.
Except for sponsorship dollars.
But they're not. They're losing money because nobody's attending. So why even have them? That's bitch number 1. Bitch number 2.
I heard Primetime's kids transferring too.
Well, and he should. He's got 37 unpaid tickets driving his Rolls Royce to school. How many kids drive a Rolls Royce to school? That I don't even need to go any farther with that one. But here's bitch number 2. Von Miller today, they have an arrest for Von Miller and again, we don't know how bad or what the whole details were, but basically he pushed, shoved, maybe punched a pregnant woman. Now, my complaint is these NFL players are being paid a ton of money. You and I do anything like this, we would be in jail. Gosh knows how much the bail would be. He's going to be playing in the NFL probably next week. This country cannot, and the sports cannot continue to let these tragedies happen and let these guys get away with it.
100% agreed. If he did what he's accused of doing, he's a piece of shit and should be in jail. But this is still America, and it's still innocent until proven guilty. So until he has his day in court, he's entitled to everything else that everybody would be entitled to.
And then instead of waiting for the police, he leaves before the police gets there. I'm just saying.
How are we on that 2-minute cold open?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's time for the Bookie and The Bettor Show. If you're a sports fan, now it's time to play the odds and make every bet count. New episodes post every Thursday on your favorite streaming service. Now introducing Rob Kowalski, The Bookie, and Randy Wike, The Bettor.
Hey, welcome back to the Bookie and Bettor Show. I am your host, Robert Kowalski. I'm joined once again by my friends, Randy Wike, our Director of Marketing at Baldini's Casino, and of course, Nick Schulte, once again, our Director of IT and social and a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again, gentlemen, for joining us. I've been told I'm a good listener. And I think that it's true. I do listen well. And I guess, Randy, you have a lot to say. And fortunately for you, you have me as a foil. and I'm here to listen. But, you guys... it's that time of year again, right? You guys, obviously, and for all of you at home, you're, of course, listening or watching us. Thank you so much, by the way. If you are watching us, like and subscribe. Once again, it's our show here, not only on Spotify, but on YouTube as well. So thank you so much for watching or listening, wherever you get your podcasts. So, and speaking of where you get your podcasts, Spotify. So it's that time of year, and Spotify has the Unwrapped part of their year. And I got some data on myself, and I thought that it was a little odd, but I'm not surprised. Randy, you have Spotify? No?
No,
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't.
of course not.
No.
You know of Spotify. You don't exactly subscribe. So I want to just pull something up. Maybe all your listeners and viewers at home, maybe you guys could tell me. So I listen to a lot on Spotify. I listen to a lot of music, some podcasts. I mean, obviously ours, but I listen to an awful lot of music.
Number one podcast, by the way, in Reno Sparks.
Probably. Actually, you know what? I would probably say yes, we do. So I'm going to go. This is horrible audio segment here, but I'm going to go ahead and just aim this right here. And you can go ahead and have a look at that. Yeah, I'm really not quite sure if this even translates, but it says here that I've listened to over 80,000 minutes in 2023 of music. That's 56 days of listening. I didn't even know that was possible. I don't think I slept this many minutes.
Do
this
you
year.
watch? You don't even watch TV that long.
No. So,
What'd you say? I wasn't listening.
I just want to. I mean, I was told that this actually is not healthy. Can we put this on the poll? Can we put this on the poll?
Oh, I mean,
Is this healthy?
it's-
Yes or no? Is this healthy?
There's a lot of, as a data guy, there's a lot of other factors. Like, do you listen to it when you go to sleep? And then you're listening for whatever 3 hours until Spotify realizes you're not listening anymore and cuts you off.
Right.
So I mean, there's that kind of thing. It's the same thing. Like, I mean, I get weekly reports on my phone. I used my average screen time is like 4.5 to 5 hours a day just looking at the screen. So same kind of thing. Is it not healthy? It depends what you're listening to and what you're taking out of it.
I don't think I listened to my wife that long during the course of a year.
I don't think. Yeah, well, that's.
Well,
We can
no,
start an
and that's
entire
another thing.
podcast on
I'm
that.
not going to go, and I'm not going to let you guys be privy. I'm not going to go tell you what I'm listening to on Spotify.
okay.
All right, I'm not going to be judged by you, especially you.
okay.
You sing country music, so
I
you're the
do.
last one to judge me.
I'm
Turn
humming
out
it.
the
Yeah.
light. I can't even do it.
Oh, wait. Oh, sports. You guys wanted to talk about sports. That's right.
Season's almost over.
It is week number 13 in the NFL, as opposed to many other things that are happening, and I suppose we can cover a couple of things. It feels like it's been like a long time away from you guys because we had our early Thanksgiving episode. By the way, I made like literally the best turkey of my life. I'm not even joking. You butterfly a turkey, aka spatchcocking it, brine that thing for like a good 24 hours. I'm not kidding you. This is and I didn't even have like a smoke or anything. I literally just put it in the oven. It took me 85 minutes to cook this thing. It was 17 and a half pounds. I'm telling you, I have new lease on life on turkey. I know that we're literally talking about turkey a week later, and we're still not talking about sports, but it's my show, so I don't care.
That sounds good. I like it.
I had prime rib for Thanksgiving, so that's.
Was there even turkey?
There was ham. Nope. It was also my wife's birthday, so she got to kind of pick.
That's fair.
I hate it when that happens.
And I had to cook.
And you had to cook. Okay.
Normally Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday because it's food and football and maybe some alcohol in there somewhere too. But this year I had to behave. So. It was a good day.
It was a good day. So speaking of good days, let's make a good weekend for our listeners here. I've got a couple of games that I wanted to focus in on, and I wanted to get your opinion as the bettors here. So the first games that jumped out to me, at least on the NFL slate, was the San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. So my question is, there's a home team that is somehow a team that's 10-1, is a home underdog this week. None other. Well, I guess, Nick, we could call you the biggest fan of this team. The San Francisco 49ers at 8-3, 3-point solid favorite at the Book at Baldini's, total 47.5. I really didn't know what the ceiling on this one was. We opened at 3. It sat at 3. I thought for sure we would start to get some buyback. Let's go ahead with Nick. You start us off right here. You let me know exactly how you have this game broken down, at least from your betting perspective.
I think it definitely, the line's right where it should be. I think it's going to be a one-possession game. Comes down to the very end. Both very good teams. Obviously, you look at the Eagles' record, they're 10-1. But you look at the Niners on paper, number one defense, offense, I think they're 3. And then you look at the Eagles, even though they're winning games, they're still on paper not to the level the Niners are. With that said, anything can happen on any Sunday. So I know there's still going to be a lot of emotions after the way it ended for the Niners last season.
Exactly.
And I know there's been some talk in the media and just, people just take one game at a time kind of a thing. But I mean, could be the game of the year right here. So I think 3 is a good place to keep it. It's going to be a coin toss. Niners should come away with this one, but anything can happen any Sunday. So
I think the big thing you got to keep in mind here, and we've talked about this for previous weeks, when you look at these top teams, we still talk every week, they're not the same teams that they were last year. This Eagles defense is suspect. The defensive secondary is very suspect. I have this game going way over 46. I have it 30-23 49ers. I really think, as you had mentioned, there's going to be a little more spark coming from that 49ers side because even though with the injuries last year during the championship game, I think they were embarrassed. They were manhandled by Philadelphia, and I think they want to prove themselves otherwise. And the other side of the coin, I really believe this. For both teams to stay in this game, there's got to be points. And I love the game over.
Both teams are on absolutely just red-hot winning streaks right now. Philadelphia's won 5 in a row. San Francisco's won 3 in a row after their hiccup. I mean, obviously, you could probably look at San Francisco's losses and say, well, I mean, at one time, like literally there were sprockets popping off of the vehicle. There was nothing left for them. And how could you possibly win when you have half an active roster? So actually, Nick, to call back to you, though, you're saying it's a coin flip, a field goal game. It's on that number. You didn't give me a side, though, here. Are you saying that San Francisco covers this?
I'm never betting against my team, so I'm taking the Niners.
Randy, are you laying or taking here?
I'm laying the 3. And again, like I say, I think both teams have to score to stay in this game. I am a little suspect of that Eagles defense. And I know Jalen Hurts' offense great, but they're playing a monster with this 49ers defense.
Now, if you watched the Eagles-Kansas City game a couple weeks ago, I think a lot of defensive coordinators are going to be paying attention because the Chiefs figured out how to keep that Eagles offense in check. Because for the Eagles, it's not 1st and 10, it's 1st and 9, because if they get within 1 yard, the entire world knows what they're going to do.
Brings me to my other point. Warner is going to be the spy on Jalen Hurts. And if he shuts Jalen Hurts down, which I anticipate him to do, this is swaying the 49ers way. I guarantee you, Warner is the monster man this week with Jalen Hurts.
That's fair to be an X.
And really, ever since they picked up Chase Young, they've had, I believe it was 15 sacks in the last 3 games. So how many times do you think they're going to get home on Jalen this week? I know you like the over, but I'm taking the under on this one because I think definitely defenses are going to be out figuring each other out. It's going to be playing ball control, time of possession. So,
to that being said, you're absolutely right. San Francisco, in this particular scenario, which is a away game for them, they're only giving up just a shade over 2 touchdowns, 14.5 points per game on the road. And I don't know, maybe he will be the X. Maybe it's going to be Young, but the whole team has to be concentrating on what I've been at least knowing from what I've been watching football, is that outside containment. That's how you're going to stop Hurts.
And a little bit of info here. Think about this now. In the NFC, you only have 5 teams with 500 or better records. You've got 8 in the AFC. These are 2 of the cream of the crop in the NFC you're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably come back to this episode and say, yeah, we were right. This was going to be the NFC Championship. But until then,
I'm looking forward to this game Sunday. That's all I can say.
It'll be a good one.
But how does the NFL, I'm speaking of bitches, how does the NFL not make this the Sunday night game? I mean, who do we got? The Packers, Chiefs? That's going to be a great one.
What a great dovetail. Let's actually go to that game next. Kansas City is at Green Bay, and obviously this game is going to be played at 5:20 p.m. here Pacific. The night game, and we have Kansas City. We opened them up high. I think we reached the ceiling on this. I opened them up at Baldini's at 6.5. Got bet down to 6, and that's where we're still sitting at with a total a little objectively low, 42.5. I want Randy first. Tell me, how does Green Bay cover the spread here as a home dog?
Well, this is another sleeper. When you look at this game, it's going to be really cold weather in Green Bay. I think you're going to see Green Bay wanting to run the ball, try to carry the tune a little bit. A lot of teams are not that the Chiefs won't win, but this is one of those games that might surprise you. The Chiefs win by a late field goal, again with maybe sloppy weather conditions in Green Bay. I know it's going to be really cold, but to have this total at 42.5 tells you right there. If the Chiefs are on, they're going to score 42 by themselves, and you're given a low total here. Watch out for this one. This might end on a field goal.
I think you need to check the weather forecast because if it's going to be cold and snowy in Green Bay, I think that total is probably right where it should be. I don't really think it comes down to the Packers in this game. I think it comes down to, does Patrick Mahomes have a receiver that can catch a ball? Because the Eagles did not beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs dropped the ball literally on multiple occasions. Otherwise, they would have won that game pretty handily. So I think especially if you have weather going on, I like to side with you on this one. I think getting 6, Chiefs will probably cover that, but I think I got a sneaking suspicion it's going to come down to a late field goal or a one-score game.
So you got win, no cover. You have win, no cover. I got them for different reasons. I think that they actually win, no cover as well, but from a different set of perspective. First off, Green Bay can't run the ball anymore. They were supposed to have Jones and Dillon. Now it's Dillon, and Dillon's actually not even as healthy as he should be. To circle back to your thought about wide receivers, yeah, Kansas City had a bunch of yips in trying to catch the targets that they were being thrown at because Mahomes could get the ball to anyone at this point. Kelsey, notwithstanding, he's certified Hall of Famer. He's going to catch everything his way, but I do believe he did find his number one guy, and that's Rashee Rice. So between Rice, Watson had himself a great last couple of 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So maybe, just maybe, he has found his 1 and his 2. And, as far as the slot's concerned, then obviously, with Kelsey, we haven't even talked about Pacheco and how, he literally runs violently.
Right, I like where he's going.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think the offense is improved since the Philadelphia game. But the thing that I wanted to go ahead and point out is what's different with Kansas City is their defense. Their defense is significantly better. So really, to me, I want to know are we seeing the Green Bay that just completely electro-shocked the Lions on Thanksgiving Day going to bring it back again? Or
there was some astrology shit going on with that one too, if I heard
well,
correctly.
and again, I put the Lions in still that pretender mode. They haven't really played well against good teams.
Oh, kind of like the Cowboys.
I just think you can beat up on these teams that are 5-6, 4-7. Where are you against the teams that are 7-4 and 8-3? Now, I believe they have Dallas coming up. Is that not correct?
Yep.
Doesn't Detroit have Dallas coming up? So let's see where they're at when that one comes around.
Well, the Lions 8-3 as of this point. They're pretty much in their control panel all the way in as far as winning the division. However, so I've got the both of you on Kansas City winning no cover. So we'll go ahead and just put that down officially as Green Bay plus the points here. But not going to actually call an outright win for either of them, yes? No Green Bay victory, no Green Bay victory.
I will say the under, though, because I do think it's going to be weather conditions, and there's going to be a lot of running in this game.
Weather conditions, very good. So I think there's some things that I'd like to go ahead and talk about from an NFL perspective that I want to see some games where show me a reason that you think this team can win, right? These are the teams that are absolutely just YOLO'd the rest of their season. They have, look, unlike in some other sports where maybe you might be able to literally just pack it in and just tank. You can't tank in the NFL. If you have to put in the maximum effort, right? But at the same time, there's some teams that literally just have no desire nor reason to even play because their season's been completed. So here's some teams that I want to take a look at, and I just want to go ahead and intro them, and then we could go ahead and break them down quickly. Don't have to.
That 7th team in the NFC, that's going to be a tough one. You've got 5 pretty much locks. You can take one of the teams that obviously from the NFC South are they still playing college football or are they in the professional football ranks? One of those teams is going to get into playoffs, but where does the other one go? And again, you talk about, and I know you're going to lead into this with what you're going to do right now, when you look at some of these teams that are playing nobodies.
Good. And actually, you know what? That's a very good point because these teams truly have absolutely no shot at the playoffs. So here's these games. Just want to go ahead and just intro them very, very quickly. It's the LA Chargers at the New England Patriots, the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Arizona Cardinals, and then on Monday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I don't know really what to make of the LA Chargers this year. They're 4-7. On the road, they're 5.5 points the favorite over the New England Patriots. I'm actually not even quite sure as of the moment that we're sitting here at this table if it's going to be Zappe or if it's going to be Mac Jones at quarterback. However, at 2-9, I do know one thing. New England's season is complete. They are done, and they really need to refocus on what they're going to do to have a team that actually matters next year. Guys.
Right before I came into this meeting, Mac Jones was on the practice team. So Jesus. That's how this team has went.
Okay, so that's great to know. Now, Nick, do the New England Patriots forget about the cover. Can they win this game? Can the LA Chargers visit New England and end up leaving with a loss?
Anything's possible, but if they play this game 100 times, I think the Chargers win 99.9 of them.
So you're saying if I hand you 00 dice, the only way that this comes up is on a 00. Maybe not even on a 00. You have to respin.
It is the NFL. There's always a chance, but very unlikely.
New England Patriots win, yes or no?
Well, and here's my analogy. Chargers are going to score 24 points, in my mind. Can the Patriots score 24? You got a total here that Vegas says is at 40.5. You know, the Chargers can score. So if even they score 21, can the Patriots score 21?
But the Chargers are a very pass-heavy team, and if there's a weather front or anything like that coming in, I mean, they're in New England. I think that's going to kind of maybe play into them. So, but still, I don't think there's any way the Patriots win this game.
Randy is correct. On the road, the Chargers, no matter who they play, they've been averaging just a tick under 24 points a game. The problem is that they've been giving up a little bit more than 22 a game. They've lost 3 in a row. New England Patriots have lost 4 in a row. This game, if you're watching this game, I'm sorry.
I think as myself as a 64-year-old quarterback,
hey, maybe you have Keenan Allen in your fantasy.
I could come out and complete more passes than Zappe at 64 years old.
Patriots averaging just a cut over 16 points a game at home, giving up 25. Nick gives it a dice reroll on 00s for them to even have a shot at winning the game.
24-17 Chargers.
Okay.
How do you have the Patriots getting 17?
They're going to score 17. I think they will score 17. You're going to have a turnover. You know Herbert's going to throw an interception. Yeah, they're going to throw an interception.
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's 7. Where's the other 10?
Well, they can get theirs. I have a 24-17 right on that number. By the way.
Good.
My little computer has that.
I was going to say, you don't think I was going to bring up the Randy Wike Tandy 5000?
Yeah. Sorry. I'm going to argue with the algorithm here.
Next up, I want to talk about something pretty insane here. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-4, and I don't think anyone had them at 7-4. But I think what's most amazing is what they've done the last couple of games. It's not so much what Pickett's done; it's what this running game has done. Ever since Jalen Warren has stepped up, and they've almost split the carries between Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, their running is insane. I think they're up almost like at 150 yards a clip right now, and that has been the difference right now in whether they're 500 or not. Nick, the Arizona Cardinals, they were really bad when Kyler Murray was out. He's back. It doesn't look like it made much of a difference. They're 2-10 on the season. Pittsburgh's a 5.5-point favorite. Two teams probably at this point in opposite directions. Once again, how does Arizona go into Pittsburgh and pick up a victory here?
I don't think they pick up a victory, but I think they got a shot to cover. In my opinion, the Steelers are just one of those teams that they find ways to lose games. When it comes down to the wire, they make those bad penalties, bad plays, bad read, interception, and they just they beat themselves. And so I think this comes down to another field goal game, and I think Cardinals definitely cover.
I like your nuance there between the game that we just covered with New England, where you know they're going to struggle to get to double digits, so you are very confident in their loss. Mm-hmm. This one, Arizona stays close. They don't win, but there's that gray area where they could probably cross the 50 and come within a shouting distance.
Kyler can take off for a few yards, and he can pass the ball a little bit. But
Randy, Arizona Cardinals, win or no?
I have Steelers 20-16 in this game. And again, don't forget, guys, this is an important game for the Steelers. At 7-4, they're at home. Tomlin has done a great job coaching. He really has. We can criticize Pickett not getting the ball to Pickens, but that defensive side of the ball, they have played extremely well.
Defense is so good.
And especially at home. At home, this defense is flat out nasty. So I have it 20-16. I have Cardinals covering, but I have Steelers winning the game.
Okay, so both of you give me a dog cover, but you're not going to tell me that they're outright winners. That's also very important.
At plus 200, I don't know. Maybe I'll take it.
I can tell you right now, you're actually shopping around at plus 200. That's actually what the Book at Baldini's is offering. So 2-1 price, a team that's won twice in 12 games. Okay, fair enough. I want to go ahead and just bounce over to the one last game. Monday Night Football is going to be the Bengals. A lost season. I can't believe that we're talking about a lost season similar to like the LA Chargers, but it's obviously a quarterback-driven league. No Joe Burrow means pretty much exactly what you're going to see here. It's Jake Browning at quarterback Monday Night Football, and this is at the Jacksonville Jaguars. 8-3. I want to say it's a surprise, but it's not because we had them as the favorite to win the division. Not only that, we had them at about 10.5. No, we closed them at 10 wins for their regular season win totals, and they're looking very, very good at reaching that number and definitely eclipsing that for those that bet it on the regular season before it began. Randy, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 8, some places an 8.5, even a 9-point favorite, hosting Cincinnati. 38.5, some 39s out there, so it's really low with a really high point spread. What's that computer say?
I like the Jaguars 20-10 here. And, it's a shame because I know Cincinnati has the talent.
Of course.
But, you watch what Jacksonville did last week in Houston. And that's a very good Houston team they beat.
I wanted to touch on them as well, but let me let you finish that thought.
So this team now going back home, and again, since the 49er debacle, this is a new team. These guys can play. I love Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
I love Trevor Lawrence. This is, again, another low-scoring game in my mind, but I have them covering at 20-10.
Nick?
Yeah, I'm pretty much right on the line with Randy. I just don't see how the Bengals score any points this game. I mean, maybe a few field goals here and there, but I think the Jaguars are going to come out to probably a 14-0, 14-3 lead, and then they're just going to run the ball and work the clock the rest of the game.
That's actually a very, very telling. It's the way. I didn't even plan it to go this way, but we had 3 games that I wanted to go ahead and just focus in on some teams that just seem to have a bleak remainder of their season, and it just so ended up that you found similarities in every single one of them. So that's really, really great.
And I don't know if you're going to touch on this, but one game that the viewers really, I think, want to watch this week, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, is that Bronco-Texan game. This could mean playoffs for one of these teams. This is a big game within the AFC conference, and both of these teams need a win. So, again, with the way the season pans out for both of them, the competition doesn't get any easier. This is a big win for both of them. And, again, both of them being 6-5 could mean the tell whether or not they sneak in to that number 7 position.
Let's actually end our show and our episode on this game because this one really doesn't make sense at all. Look, the general hive mind pretty much gave up on Denver and anything that's Russell Wilson. Long time ago. They've rattled off 5 straight wins. They're now 6-5. The defense has been good, not great. I think that they finally found, a decent wide receiver for Russ Wilson, and in Cortland Sutton to throw to. He's been very consistent. I mean, he was an incredible collegiate athlete, and he's actually finally had a chance to go ahead and shine, and he's doing exactly that, catching everything in front of him. But Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud, do you guys just talk about trivia? C.J. Stroud, forget about him winning Rookie of the Year. He's number 8 right now at the Book of Baldini's for MVP of this league, right? Because honestly, where would Houston be without him right now? Yep. I just remembered that game that he had against Houston. He was Houston and Tampa. That game was completely off of the hinges and what he did in that game. And he's just kept that. Maybe that was like his big, giant going out party.
Yeah, that was a great game.
That was an insane matchup. But so, no, Randy, you're absolutely right. One thing that just did come up and is actually incredible timing, the game was 3.5. Houston is now down to 3. It looks like Tank Dell may not play. He may have injured his calf. That's very late breaking news. That you'll probably be digesting and seeing. And once you listen to this podcast, you can give yourself a little extra pat on the back and start thinking about whether or not you think laying 3 or taking 3 in that game makes sense for a 10 a.m. Pacific start in Houston. 3 points and 47.5. Well, that was a mouthful, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Everyone at home, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget once again to like and subscribe. Join us once again as we'll break down week number 14. Until then, your host, Robert Kowalski. Once again, Randy Wike.
Thank you.
Nick Schulte, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys later.
How long was that with the raining and raving?
32. Perfect. Yeah, you got about 2 minutes in there we got to cut out. I like the Broncos.
I think it's going to be
I'm going to take the points, but I mean, I think they could win outright. The trend is your friend.
The trend is your friend. Holy Batman.
Put that in as a tagline.
Kind of like defense wins championships.
You think there was a 30-second in there we can cut out and use, or you want to just spitball it?
You got a good game tonight.
I mean, we can talk about the Niners-Eagles. I think there's probably some people in the crowd that would like that.
Yeah.
So you want the QR code?
Yeah, if I can get it, two versions, one with, one without.
Okay.
This is for Fox.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to use the same one for Facebook.
For Facebook.
Yeah. Because we're going to try a different campaign. Hopefully, try to get that some
30 seconds. Niners Eagles. Okay, I know how to do it. So I'll intro us. Mm-hmm. This is literally going to be super fast. So you guys obviously know what your positions are. I'm going to introduce us once again by name at the Book of Baldini's. We have a home dog that is 10-1, catching 3 to the 49ers, and then I'm going to say cover or no. If you like what you see here, don't forget to like and subscribe us. And
do you want to hit the YouTube or what is it, Spotify?
No, I don't think we need it because the QR code on there will.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not going to even present it as if. Because, of course, you're going to fucking like and subscribe.
Perfect.
Just want to make sure I know how to say that because I know we can redo it, but no.
Yeah.
It's live. Let's fucking do it.
Do it live. Fuck it.
Okay, so this is 30 seconds. Okay, I'm ready. Hey, it's the Bookie and Bettor Show. I'm your host, Robert Kowalski. I'm joined once again by my friends, Randy Wike, Nick Schulte.
Hey, Rob.
Gentlemen, we've got ourselves a game here this coming weekend. San Francisco 49ers at the Philadelphia Eagles. Somehow, some way, we have a team that's 10-1, catching 3 points to the San Francisco 49ers.
And
Nick,
it's still not going to be enough. Niners are my team. Niners by 17 all day.
Randy, how do the Eagles cover here?
Well, preview of maybe the NFC Championship again. 49ers 30-23. A lot of points in this one.
So many points. Hey, if you like what you see here, don't forget to like and subscribe us. Can't wait to see you all once again.
Have a good one.
Thank you for listening to the Bookie and The Bettor Show. New episodes post every Thursday on your favorite streaming service.